Moscow has announced a package of economic sanctions against Turkey over the downing of a Russian warplane on the Syrian border last Tuesday. President Vladimir Putin has signed an order which includes a ban on imports on some Turkish goods, as well as restrictions on Turkish firms operating in Russia. It also calls for an end to charter flights from Russia to Turkey and for Russian travel companies to stop selling holiday packages. Well, President Erdogan today expressed his sadness at the downing of the Russian plane, but he stopped short of the apology Mr. Putin is demanding. The move to impose sanctions highlights the rapid deterioration in relations between the two countries. Here are the two leaders at the G20 summit in Antalya less than 2 weeks ago. Here's what the Russian president's spokesman Dmitry Peskov had to say a little earlier.
The president is mobilised, fully mobilised to the extent that circumstances demand. The circumstances are unprecedented. The gauntlet thrown down to Russia is unprecedented. So naturally, the reaction is in line with this threat.
While the sanctions are likely to prove costly for Turkey, as Sarah Rainsford now reports.
Yes, I think it could be, and I think that's what Russia is intending. Certainly, President Putin is obviously stopping short of retaliating for what's happened with any kind of military action, but he certainly wants to lash out, to lash back, to hit back at Turkey, and he's chosen to do that through economic sanctions. And we'll get the details probably on Monday from the government itself, but what Mr. Putin has decreed is a whole range of sanctions which will affect trade, which will affect transport and tourism between Russia and Turkey. We're looking at restrictions on imports. We don't know what exactly will be restricted yet. We'll find out next week. But Turkish firms will be restricted from doing business here. Turkish workers will be restricted on coming here. In terms of tourism as well, we know that charter flights will certainly stop and that travel agencies are now being told to stop selling holidays to Turkey. Now, that's a big deal for Turkey because something like 4 million Russians went to Turkey last year on holiday. Obviously, those people, the Russians as well, will be affected by this measure. But it does seem to stop short of affecting energy politics between the two countries. It seems like the gas tap won't be turned off, the oil will continue to flow, and scheduled flights between the two countries will continue. That was something which had been discussed, whether or not all air transport between the two countries would in fact be stopped.
Sarah Rainsford reporting there.
I'm the leading state sponsor of terrorism.